Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Well, this is yesterday's puzzle. This was the 101st puzzle that we've ever showcased on the channel by the great Ard van de Wetering. I think it's a brilliant puzzle, by the way, so do have a look at it. It's called Square Threads. Not too difficult and very, very interesting. But that was yesterday's fair. Why is this on the screen? Well, we have had a puzzle sent to us that Mark has asked me to open live on camera. And he actually sent me this link from his holidays. So it must be something very special. Now, let me just paste it into the browser. And we will open it together. Let's have a look. And we have got Pro-Diagonal by Justin Vitanza, which is vitamins, I think. It looks like there's something very colourful going. Oh, what the heck is this? That's not a Sudoku. There are no 3x3 boxes. But it is 9x9. Right, what have we got here? Pro-Diagonal, Justin Vitanza. Latin square rules apply. Okay, and that isn't explained. Oh, well, okay, I know what a Latin square is. A Latin square is basically like a Sudoku without the 3x3 boxes. It means we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row and every column. So that's what that rule means. Parity. Oh, I hope it's the thing I did the other day. The grid is covered in a checkerboard pattern of yellow and blue cells. Each digit appears in one of the colours exactly as many times as its value. For example, 7 will appear either exactly 7 times in blue or exactly 7 times in yellow. Well, let me tell you, I know something about that. Oh, that's fantastic. So, right, okay, so I mean, we can't really say any more about that. So, for example, the digit 6, it will either appear 6 times in blue or 6 times in yellow, etc. Anti-diagonal negative. Digits may not repeat along any negative diagonal, those going from the top left to the bottom right. So, for example, along that diagonal, no digit can repeat. Along, I suppose, that diagonal, no digit can repeat. And then anti-knight. Cells a knight's move in chess apart cannot contain the same digit. Oh, there's one more rule as well. Cells. Right, so that means whatever this digit is, it's not fog, is it? So I'm not going to make any mistakes. Let's just put 6 in there. Now, if that was a chess knight, it could move to all of those cells. And therefore none of these purple cells could contain a 6. I mean, obviously, well, no, I don't really need to say it. That's how the rule works. And then we've got odd circles. So digits in grey circles must be odd. Oh, it's really miraculous, this, isn't it? I mean, look at it. That rule set yields a unique solution to the puzzle, even with my the knowledge I discovered the other day. Oh, it's just wonderful. I don't know how difficult it is. It's probably monstrous, but I haven't been told that, and I couldn't look it up in Logic Masters Germany if it exists there, because I didn't know what the puzzle was until about 10 seconds ago. So. Actually, let me just mention before we kick off and try and solve it, I can't tell you anything today birthday-wise. This is one of those very rare days nowadays where I don't think I had any birthday announcements to do. Many days I have sort of 5 or 6 to do, but today, what's the date today? It's the 6th of August. There were no birthdays to announce. So if it is your birthday, and if you're a regular viewer, and if you were hoping for a birthday announcement, I'm sorry, I didn't know. But I wish you a happy birthday anyway. And I hope you get to have chocolate cake with, of course, a large amount of icing. And the only other thing I'll briefly mention is over on Patreon, we have our competition running for the month of August. Still loads and loads of time to enter it if you'd like to. You've got until the 20th. You have to solve 7 Sudokus on a Persian theme this month. And if you do manage to do that, you'll be in with a chance of solving a puzzle with me, which might be of no interest to you at all. But if it might be interesting, do enter. It's over on Patreon right now. Anyway, with that said and done, let's have a look. Well, let's try and solve. We've done the rules. I mean, there's nothing else to say, is there? Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I mean, I've got to start with this wonderful principle that I discovered when I'm sure it was a vitamins puzzle that I did when I discovered it. There is a bizarre property that exists in all Sudoku puzzles, and that property is that the yellow cells in this puzzle, now let me remember this correctly, the yellow digits contain an even number of any digit that you put in yellow. So if you put a 7 in yellow, there are, well, yeah, you can only put an even number of a digit in yellow. Yeah, that's the way to think about it. You can only put an even number of a digit in yellow. It must occur an even number of times, and you may say, what? And you would be totally and utterly, it would be a completely valid thing to say. Now, the reason I know this is because I have done a puzzle with this parity rule before, and let me explain why this is true. The way to understand that this is true is to actually, we're going to do some highlighting quickly. We're going to whoopsie. We're going to highlight these columns of the grid in one colour. They don't quite look like they're one colour, but they are. Now, we know that these purple cells, I mean, let's assume they're all they are meant to be all purple. All of these purple cells, we know as a collection what they represent, because each column of purple is one set of the digits 1 to 9. We're going to have the digits 1 to 9 once each in this column, the digits 1 to 9 once each in this column, and this column. So overall, the purple digits are definitely 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. Now, if I was to highlight these 4 complete rows of the grid in green, is that going to be the best colour? Might be better to make it a darker colour, I'm not sure. Let's go for black actually. Now, these black cells are also 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9, because the black cells represent 4 complete rows of the puzzle, don't they? Now, so we can say, before we do anything else, it should be clear to everybody watching, hopefully, that the purple set of digits and the black set of digits are the same. Now, what would happen? This is the thing that you have to get your head around to understand the principle we're going to be talking about. What would happen if we removed the contents of this cell from purple and from black? What could we say about what remained in purple and what remained in black? Let's take that out. And the crucial thing that you have to get your head around is we now no longer know exactly what's in purple, because we've just removed the contents of this cell from purple, and we don't know in the finished grid what this cell will contain. But we do know that we have removed the same thing from the purple set and the black set. So it is still absolutely valid at this point for us to claim, to state even, that what remains in purple, the collection of purple digits, is exactly the same as the collection of black digits. And we can do that for any cell that appears in both black and purple, because we had at the start of this exercise we had the same collection with the same digits in purple and black, and all I'm doing is removing cells that appear in purple and in black. And if I do that, look, what happens? Now it's hard to see now, but we end up with this pattern where I'm telling you it's true that what's in purple is exactly the same as what's in black. But of course, if we were to delete the purple quickly, And if we were to delete the black quickly, we would discover that purple and black together constitute the entirety of yellow. So yellow in this puzzle is made up of the collection of purple digits plus the collection of black digits, but those things are the same. So if we define the collection of purple digits as X, yellow overall is 2 lots of the purple digits. It's 2x. In other words, imagine that you put a 7 in this cell. We now, if we put a 7 here, we know there must now be a 7 in black. And whatever we put in this digit, that must appear in black. So of course what that means is there's an even number of anything that we put in purple will be duplicated in black. So overall in yellow it will occur an even number of times. And I appreciate that must seem absolutely bonkers. But it's true, and it's something I discovered through a magnificent puzzle I did about a week ago from Vitamins, which was a fog of war puzzle, and you had to sort of appreciate this fact to make any progress at all. But now it's all very well knowing that, but okay, let's think through, let's remind ourselves what that implies, because again, I went through this exercise last time. So what that means is, because we're told in this puzzle either the yellow or the blue cells correctly count their number of digits, you could never correctly count, for example, 7 in yellow. Oh, what on earth is that doing? I double click that cell and it's highlighted a load of tetrominos. What is going on there? That must be something to do with how the puzzle's been created. That's weird. Look. Okay. All right. What I was trying to do was to highlight all of the all of the yellow cells, which I'll just do quickly, like this. So we know that the yellow cells overall contain an even number of any digit. So is it possible that there are exactly 7 sevens in yellow? No, it's impossible for any Sudoku to contain exactly 7 sevens in yellow, because there will be an even number of any digit that you put in yellow. So the digits 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 are correctly counted by blue. Now what about the digits 2, 4, 6 and 8? Well, they are going to be correctly counted by yellow. Now how do we prove that? Well, we can prove that by saying, could they be correctly counted in blue? Let's look at the digit 6 and argue and see if we can make the argument that could be correctly counted by blue. If it was correctly counted by blue, how many 6s would there be in yellow? Well, there are 9 6s in the puzzle, aren't there, altogether? So if 6 was correctly counted in blue and there were 6 6s in blue, there would be 3 6s in yellow, and that's impossible because you can't have an odd number of any digit in yellow. So 6 can't be correctly counted by blue, must be therefore correctly counted by yellow. So the even digits 2, 4, 6 and 8 are correctly counted in yellow, and the odd digits 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are correctly counted in blue. Now surely the most interesting digit then is 9, because there are 9, all the 9s in the puzzle are in blue. Oh, and we can't repeat something, can we? We can't repeat a 9. We can't repeat a 9 on a diagonal, or on a diagonal that goes from the top left to the bottom right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. And there are only 9 blue diagonals. So we can start the puzzle by saying that there must be 9s in the corners. Because what we've just deduced is there are 9 9s in blue, and you can't repeat, we can't repeat a digit on that diagonal. So, and there are only 9 such diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So each diagonal has to contain a 9, and therefore those 2 cells have to be a 9. And we can do slightly better than that, because this diagonal has to have a 9 on it, and that can't be here or here now, so that has to be a 9, and that logic must be symmetrical down here for this diagonal. Oh, yeah, okay, so now this diagonal, where do you put its 9? It's got to go there by Sudoku on the Latin square constraint, which must mean this is a 9 as well. Yeah, because there's a 9 on this diagonal, and it can't go here, 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 or here, so that's a 9. And we're going to get a diagonal. We're going to get a diagonal of 9s. This is absolutely ridiculous. Where's the 9 on this diagonal? It must be 1 by Sudoku. It's there. So that's symmetrical, so that must be a 9. And now where's the 9 on the sort of main negative diagonal? Oh, which actually the main negative diagonal has to contain the digits 1 to 9 once each, because it does. It has to. It can't have a repeat on it, and there are 9 cells on it. So. Well, hang on, that's now got me thinking about 1. Because we know 1 is correctly counted by blue, because it's an odd number. So it only appears once in blue overall, but I've just said it must be on this diagonal, and that's true. So there is no other 1 in blue at all, and that means these digits, which are odd digits in blue, which cannot be 9, and I've just claimed cannot be 1, are 3, 5, and 7. But now that's got to be a 1, because now it's got to be odd, and it's got to be odd because it's a circle. And it can't be 3, 5, 7, or 9. I think that means this digit is a 1. This is a completely nuts puzzle. It's absolutely brilliant. Hang on, there's another rule, isn't there? There's a knight's move rule as well. But how about 1s in yellow? Because I've got to put 8 1s in yellow. And I can't... Oh, this is so beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like... Oh, this is one of those puzzles that makes me... It's like Justin's discovered it in nature and then has worked a crazy rule set around it that allows us to discover this pattern exists. Because now, think about 1s in yellow. As there's only 1 1 in blue in the puzzle, there are 8 1s in yellow, and you can't repeat a digit on a diagonal, on a yellow diagonal, or indeed any diagonal. And there's only 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So each of these diagonals, that one, has to have a 1 on it, and the 1 on that diagonal's got to be there, and the 1 on this diagonal has to be here because of this 1 we've just put in. Now there's got to be a 1 on that diagonal, and I can't... Oh, I can put it there. I suddenly thought I'd broken the puzzle, but no, it can't go there, can't go there, can't go there, but it can go there. So it goes there. Now where's the 1 on this diagonal? Again, now Sudoku tells me it's here. I think this is just going to be a pattern of 1s, isn't it? That's got to be a 1 on this diagonal, that's got to be a 1 on this diagonal, and all the 1s in the puzzle are placed. Right, so let's think about 8s. Not 2s, because 8s I think are subject to the same restriction as 1s, in the sense that we know that there are 8 8s in yellow, because 8 is correctly it's an even number, so it's correctly counted in yellow. So there is exactly 1 8 in blue, which we know is on this diagonal. So yeah, so each yellow diagonal, and there are 8, contains an 8. So there are 8 diagonals because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's an 8. This is an 8. We're going to get, I think we're going to get 8s along this diagonal, but let's just prove that. So we've got to have, there's got to be an 8 on this diagonal. And it can't go there, so it's there or there. And it's not a king's, no, it can't be a king's move. It cannot be a king's move. One's touching each other. It is a knight's move. I don't quite see how to do that. Just let's just, one of those is an 8. What about up here? One of these is an 8. Hang on. Okay, let's just check this diagonal then. So this diagonal, that can't be an 8. That can't be an 8 because of the given 8. Actually, I don't quite see how to do that. That's rather distressing. Hang on, and I suppose that's going to be symmetrical, is it? That can't be an 8. That can't be an 8. So one of these 3 is an 8. And that is just the inverse of this pattern, reflected around the negative diagonal. Oh, okay. So what I haven't understood something here. Okay, maybe it was 2 I was meant to go to, not 8. That surprises me, but maybe my intuition was awry. Let's think about 2. So 2 is correctly counted by yellow. So there's only 2 2s in yellow. So there are 7 2s in blue. Okay. Right. Okay, so this might be a more profitable avenue then, because there are 7 2s in blue we've just deduced, but there's only 7 diagonals left to use. So each diagonal has to contain a 2, and that diagonal definitely can't have a 2 there. So that is definitely a 2. I think that means that might have to be 7, but I'm going to come back to that. There's definitely a 2 in one of those cells. Yeah, because 7 and 2 must be the corollary of each other, in the sense that we know 7 is correctly counted by blue, so there are 7 7s in blue, just as there are 7 2s in blue. And there's only 7 diagonals to use in blue, so we must put a 7 here, and this must be a 2-7 pair on the other side, and every blue diagonal that's left has to contain a 2 and a 7. So there has to be 2 and 7 along there, and it might be this one. There seems to be slightly more restriction because of these odd digits on the left side of the grid. But the knight's move is not helping me here. I mean, 2, let's have a colour for 2. I'll use indigo because that's where it sort of is on my number pad. So 2 is, it's not here, but it has to appear in one of those 2 cells. And up here, you see, it's really horrible up there. It's not very restricted at all. And 7 on this diagonal could be there, or there. Oh no, okay, I'm going off that idea of trying to pencil mark 2s. That doesn't seem to work. Okay. So what is it then? I tell you what, the other thing I'm just noticing now is it looks like these rows are cycling. 9, 1, 2. Does that mean this is going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? And look, 8, 9, 1. This might go 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9. It looks like the grid is cycling. That would be astonishing. It'd be astonishing, wouldn't it, if this rule set leads to... I mean, if that's true, and if there's some reason I'm meant to appreciate that, we could just fill the puzzle in. It would take about a minute to fill the puzzle in from here. It would be completely true. Look at the first row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's why it's called pro-diagonal. Because although we can't repeat digits on the negative diagonals, I bet you on the positive diagonals everything repeats. Oh, it would be beautiful. And that's what the cycling would imply. Yeah, this will be a 2, and it's going to be just a diagonal of 2s. This is going to be a diagonal of 7s. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely, but how do we prove it? That is a more difficult question, I think. What were the purple digits again? Can't remember now. Purple was 8, wasn't it? Yeah, purple was 8. Okay, let me just keep thinking about this. So 2 and 7 have to appear on every blue diagonal. That's true. Now, what about the next blue diagonal is what I'm wondering about. What's that got to have on it? I know it's got to have a 2 and a 7 on it, so there are 2 free spaces. Yeah, it's got to have it's got to have 5 on it, and it's got to have 4 on it. And the way I can see that is that if we look at these diagonals, because this one's full up now, so as Maverick flies over, we've effectively got 5 spare blue diagonals left to use. Now, we know that 5 is correctly counted by blue, so each of these blue diagonals must have a 5 on it. And the corollary of 4 being correctly counted in yellow is that there are 5 4s exactly in the puzzle in blue. And again, we can't repeat a 4 on a diagonal, so those 5 4s must be also disposed to these diagonals. Now that means the digits that are on this diagonal and this diagonal are known, I think. They are 2, 7, so these have to be 2, 7, and 4, 5. So, so this cannot possibly be 3. 3 does not belong on this blue diagonal. That's got to be 5, and that doesn't surprise me, because this column is probably going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, and we can't repeat 5. And this diagonal is the same. It's 2, 7, 4, 5. Now, this can't be 2. This can't be 5. Oh, Poppins! Come on, Simon. This has to be 3 now by Sudoku. So yeah, we're going to have the same thing, aren't we, with the blues with 3 and 6s, I think. Because think about this digit now. We've got... Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, it's lovely. We've got 3 spare diagonals left in blue. But we know 3 is correctly counted in blue. So each of these remaining blue diagonals must contain a 3. But the same is true of 6, in the sense that 6 is correctly counted by yellow. So of the 9 6s in the puzzle, 6 are hypothecated to yellow. 3 6s must appear in blue. and they must appear again allocated to 1 on each diagonal. So this diagonal has got, well, it's already had 3, it must have 6, it must have 4, 5, and it must have 2, 7. Now, can we do anything with that? 5 is not there. Um, 7 is not there. Goodness, it's actually not, it's not that easy to do this, is it? Suddenly I've got really stuck. Sorry, is this, I think I'm probably making a bit of a horlicks of this. I think I got the main idea quite quickly, but now I don't understand quite. Am I meant to know that's a 6 for some reason? Look, this, I mean, this must be, it's just a line of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So maybe I've got to revisit, because I've now effectively got my thinking done, haven't I, for all of the blue diagonals. Let's just make sure we get that one filled in. That's got to look like that. So this isn't 5. There's not much communication. That can't be 3. And obviously this diagonal contains 1 of everything. I can't seem to get the knight's move to work, which is very distressing indeed. But okay, let's do the thinking about the yellow diagonals, which I think are going to work in a similar way, in the sense that we know each yellow diagonal contains an 8 and a 1. We've managed to place all the 1s, but not the 8s. Now, after that, where are we going to get to? We're going to get 6 is correctly counted by yellow. So there are 6 6s in yellow, and the spare diagonals I've got in yellow are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So each of the remaining yellow diagonals contains a 6, and by the corollary is it's going to have to contain a 3, because 3 is correctly counted by blue. So of the 9 3s in the puzzle, 3 are in blue, 6 are in yellow without repeating. So this collection of digits is they are the digits 3, 6, and 8, and that one is 6, which is what we thought. So that's presumably something that we could have got earlier if I appreciated that. That principle must apply up here as well. 3, 6, 8. That's not able to be 8. Now, I don't know. I can't say. The knight's move has been totally enough. Oh, the knight's move takes 6 out of both of those, actually. That's the first usage I've seen of it, I think. Maverick, go away. You're distressing me. I can't see how to do the puzzle. Okay. Okay, so maybe I'm just meant to get this column is somehow available to me, because 4 we've now got 4 diagonals left that we haven't fully labelled. We know there must be a 4 in each of those, and there must be 4 5s. So this diagonal has to contain well, it has to contain an 8 somewhere. That's true. It's already got its 1. It's got to contain the 3 and the 6, and it's got to contain the 4 and the 5. Yeah, so what it doesn't contain is a 2. So this digit is a 4, naked single. And that takes 4 out of all of these cells, and that one. And that one, and that one, and that one. I've got... Oh, no, there's something really peculiar going on here. This is like one of the... Oh, that one, by the knight's move. this is the most bizarre pattern. It's one of the most extraordinary patterns I think I've ever seen in a Sudoku, and we've been solving for quite a while now on the channel. And this is really weird. Ah, that can't be 8. I suspect it's just outlandish Sudoku that's going to get us home. Possibly coupled with nonsense knight's moves. What about that 8? Is that somehow doing something? One of the... Oh. No, I was going to say one of these two is a 4, and I was hoping that would allow me to do something, because of this diagonal, that would allow me to do something with the knight's move, but I can't see how that works. I suppose I know that's a 2 just by Sudoku, so we might as well use that. That takes 2 out of there. Look, this pattern looks like it must do something. That can't be 5. It just sees 5 in its row. And that can't be 5. It sees 5 by knight's move. No, so I don't know what to do. Oh, this is bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. That can't be 6 because of the 6 here. It's Sudoku, isn't it? It is. Look at this. It's weird. Oh no, I was about to say you can't repeat a digit on that diagonal. That's total and utter nonsense. The positive diagonals are just going to be repeated digits, I think. I think that's where we're going to end up. It's going to... Oh, I thought I got 3. I thought I got 3 in column 3. I nearly had. Because of the knight's move, 3 can't go in any of those cells. Doesn't seem to be able to go in that one. Oh yeah, because it would repeat on its diagonal. So 3 in column 3 is in one of 2 places. Well, it's going to be there because of this diagonal trick. So why can't it be there? If it was there, what would break? This... It's hard to see, at least for me, to see how that just definitely breaks. I'm not sure. Okay, so probably... Are we just going to end up with a fully pencil mark grid? That's a slightly terrifying thought as well. I should do this one, shouldn't I? That one I ought to be able to, because that's just the mirror image of this one, into which we had to put 4, 5, 3, 6, 1, 8 for this one. So this needs this pattern, and that certainly can't be 8. That can't be 3. This one can't be 8 because of this 8, or 5. That one can't be 6. Good grief. I mean, it's not obvious actually, is it? Unless no, I was going to say unless there's some sort of quadruple or something in here, but I don't think there is. Okay, sorry. I don't know what to do. So how do we do this then? I think I've just lost track. I've almost overcomplicated it now with pencil marks, and now I'm really struggling to see what I could possibly do from here. So how do we do this? Is there some sort of restriction? I've already put 3. It must stem from here, mustn't it? This is the place where we've actually got some definition. So something must propagate, I think, from the left side of the grid. But what? I can see... I can't really see very much at all. 5. 5 can't go in those 3 because of this. Is that somehow important? I'm just going to put 5 in there. Let me just think about that for a second. I don't think it does matter though, because of the ability to repeat things on the positive diagonal. I don't think it matters. I'm not sure, but I don't think it matters. Okay. So instead of that, we will say... Oh, no. I think it might be a knight's move trick from somewhere. And it must be a digit that we've... Is there some reason I just know? I think this is going to be a line of 8s. I just can't see why. I suppose I've got to put... Yeah, I've got to put 1 8 in blue as well. But I know that's going to be on this diagonal. I know it's not there. Maybe it's this diagonal that I know has to contain 1 of each digit. Is there something I'm meant to deduce from that? Or maybe it's column 1, where at least I've restricted some... Oh, where's... Oh, nearly. Well, I was going to say, where's 4 in column 1? I know it's in one of 2 places because of the knight's move constraint. Yeah, so, okay, that's... So this can't be a 4. I mean, I hope it's not going to require that sort of thing, because this obviously would be a knight's move away from both of those cells. That is a terrifying thought, if we're going to have to spot things like that. What about 6 in this column? See, I think that's got even more license than 5. Oh, okay, that can't be a 5. Because that cell does see all 3 of these positions for 5s. It sees this one and these 2 by the knight's move constraint, so that is not a 5. So let's go back to that diagonal, where 5 is... No, 5's still got 3 positions, I think. I think it has. I don't think that's the critical thing. Okay. Oh, I've got a 2 looking at there. There we go. That's it. So there's a 7 here. So now I can get rid of 7s on... Aha! I've got another 5. It was just Sudoku, wasn't it? Okay, and you've all been shouting at me as a result of that. Never mind. We're still in the game, so this can't be a 5. 5 is now in one of... This can't be a 5 now, because this cell sees that one in its row and that one by knight's move. This can't be a 5. Right, now what... this 7 is still doing more work, so let's check these diagonals now. Oh, 5 is in one of those 2 on that funny old diagonal. Is that important? Hang on a moment. Where's 5 in column 4 is a completely legitimate question. That 5 looks at all 3 of those cells. These don't seem to be able to be 5. So that's a 5 in column 4. That takes care of that one. That one by Knight's move. Oh, beautiful. Look at this funny diagonal now. There is a 2, 4, 7 triple along it. So this is 5. So it was just Sudoku. Now this can't be a 5. Now why did I have 5? Why did... Oh yes, because I've got to put a 5 in column 3. So that is 5. And now, look, I've got a line of 5s. Why is it 5 that's popped up? I'm sure this shouldn't have been the digit that I was meant to focus on. But it seems to have been the digit that's worked. Right, those can't be 5s by Sudoku. 5 mustn't repeat on this diagonal. So we've now got... We've definitely got a 2 in one of those cells now. Oh, this must be exciting now. Come on, Simon. That can't be 5. These can't be 5. There's loads of abilities to get rid of 5s. I wonder if that is a point, actually. What do we think's going to happen? I think that the 5s are going to pop up and go there as a sort of cycle round the grid. That's what I think is going to happen. So how do we prove that? There must be... well, there must be a 5 in this column. That's certainly true. And it can't be here because it would repeat on this diagonal. So there is a 5 in one of... Let's just do some quick labelling of 5 positions. There's a 5 in one of those two. Can that be a 5? Maybe. This can't be. We've had all the 5s in blue. So we're only putting 5s in yellow now, and there must be a 5 in one of those two. And then in this column, we're only putting 5s in yellow, so there's a 5 in one of those two. And in this column, there's a 5 in one of those two, I think. But don't we need a 5 on this diagonal? Oh, okay. Yeah, we do, I think. How did it work for 5s? Let's recapitulate the logic on 5s in yellow. So there are 4 5s altogether in yellow, and those diagonals that must have a yellow 5 are this one, this one, this one, and this one, because these we know didn't have. So there is a 5 on this diagonal, and we can just write it in. Now that means that that is not the 5 in this column, but we know the 5 must be in yellow in that column. So that's a 5, and this is gonna be how it works. But we still have to prove it. Oh, it's going to be this diagonal. That's got to have a 5 on it. So that's got to be a 5, and then the last 5 in the grid we can place there, and there we go. All your 5s belong to us. Good grief. That's not a 2 because of the 2 at the bottom of the grid. I can... No, I can't. No, I can't. So I'm not doing it. I was going to say I can write 4 into column 2, but I can't. It's not there, but it unfortunately the knight's move doesn't allow us to say that one. 4 is in one of those two cells. Yeah, okay, I can use that. 4 is in one of those two cells in column 2, because the knight's move removes it from this one. So this can't be a 4, but there must be a 4 in this column, and that's got to be there. Now that means this can't be a 4 because it's on the same diagonal as itself. So this is a 4, and we're going to get a line of 4s here. I mean, I think we are. Let's try and prove that, though. How are we going to do that? That's the question. Yeah, there's got to be a 4 in row 1. It's the scanning. My brain is just resisting scanning because you're having to scan on the diagonals all the time as well as the rows. And it feels very strange. Right, what's this digit then? That is 2, 3, 6 or 7. But it's not 3. By the knight's move. So that means... who knows what that means? I don't know. Or can we do more with 4s? Because we've got all the 4s in yellow now. Because 4s are correctly counted in yellow. So there's got to be 5 4s in blue. 5 4s in blue. And we know that they are allocated not to these two diagonals. So 1 to each of these diagonals. So... can we do anything useful with that? The answer, my friend, might be blowing in the wind, I'm afraid. Well, although that digit is a naked single 7 now. Because it sees this 4. Yeah, it's really... does there have to be... oh, that... yeah, look at this diagonal. That can't be a 4 because of this 4. So one of those is an 8. Oh, so maybe I just have to keep doing Sudoku again. A completely distressing thought. Okay, there's a 5 there and a 7 there. So this now is a 2. That's a 4. This 2 sees that cell. This 4 sees that cell. And that cell. So where's the 4 on this diagonal? And there needs to be one. It's got to be there. Yeah, so this is going to be... there's somehow or other this is a line of 4s now. We just have to work out why. Let's see. Well, the 4 in this column is not there. It's in one of those two cells. The 4 in this column is... oh yeah, where is the 4 in this column? This 4 knocks out those two cells, so it's got to be here. And now we can't repeat a digit on this diagonal, so that becomes a 6. That becomes a 2, so this is not a 2 anymore. That's not a 2 anymore. And I mean, it's quite interesting in the sense that it's perfectly obvious what the finish of this is, but actually proving it rigorously requires some quite interesting scaling. Look, there's a 2-7 pair on that diagonal, so that's a 4. And now I think we've got 8 4s in the grid. So we could put the last 4 into this position. And it's going to, well, this digit here, that can't be a 6 because of this. So that's a 3 or an 8. And now we can put the 6 into this row. That's got to be a 6, so that's not a 6. Let's go up the diagonal. Oh, this 6 means this is a 7 now. That's a 3 naked single. That's a 6. That's an 8. Let's not repeat 6 along this diagonal, or 8 along this diagonal. So I've got a 3-6 pair here and a 3-8 pair here. In this row, that's not 6 anymore. So I've now got a 2-7 pair in column 2. So this digit is 3, 6, or 8. And it must see some of those by knight's moves or something. Or this diagonal? No, okay. Let's try the bottom row. 3, 7, 8. So that's a 3 or a 7. And that is 3, 7 or 8. But this 3, 7, oh bobbins, it doesn't quite work. Or what we could try is, yeah, this 3 sees that 2. So that's a 7. Can't repeat that digit, so that's a 2. Look at the 2s. The 2s are just making a little pattern. In this row, we've not put a 6 in, so we better do that. That 6 now can't repeat. Is that useful? This column, that's got to be a 3 or an 8 by Sudoku. That gives me a 3-8 pair here, which means this is 2 or 7 to complete the row, but it can't be 7. So that's got to be 2, that's got to be 7, that's got to be 2. This column needs 3, 7 and 8. Well, the 7 in it's got to go here. This is 3 or 8. I mean, it must see something of use, mustn't it? Apparently not. This is a 2 by Sudoku now. So maybe this diagonal? I'm not sure. This digit is 3 or 7. So that should have to be 3, 7 or 8, I think. But I'd have to recapitulate the logic on what I'm expecting there to be on that yellow diagonal. I just don't want to do that unless I absolutely have to. Let's look at that diagonal. We've got 6 digits on it, and I do know that the main negative diagonal has all the different digits. So we are looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're looking for 3, 6 and 8. That corner digit definitely isn't 7. So the 7 has to go here. The 7 in this column now has to go here. This has to be 3 or 6 by Sudoku in column 8. Presumably this sees something by knight's move. I just can't see what. Okay, well that's at least another digit out of the way. I've got a 3, 6 pair in this column, so the digit I've not put in is 8, and that looks huge, because that 8 sees that one, 3, which sees that one on that diagonal, which means that's the only place for 8 on this diagonal now. This is now a 3, that's an 8, that's a 6, that's a 3, that's a 6, that's a 3, that's an 8, that's a 3. It's completely ludicrous, isn't it? That's a 3 naked single. That's a 3 naked single. That's an 8. We've not put 6 in there, and we've got weird cycling going. That is a completely brilliant puzzle. It is completely brilliant. I don't know whether I could have done the... Well, is it even Sudoku? That weird stuff we had to do to get out of the impasse. Is it correct? Actually, let me just check. Oh. It doesn't include the solution, so I don't know whether it's correct. It's not been actually solved many times. It's quite brilliant. It's quite brilliant, and I did it logically, so the fact that the Sudoku has worked gives me some confidence that that must be the intended solution. Look at the negative diagonals. They jump. Look at this diagonal. It goes 3, 5, 7, 9, and then it reverts back to evens, but it goes 2, 4, 6. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 2, 4, 6, 8. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7. It's astonishing. It's an astonishing idea. And all the positive diagonals, pro-diagonal, all the positive diagonals just add up. That's an incredible puzzle, Justin. Take a bow. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.